Another scene that Aron talked about a lot at conventions was the moment when Nog asks Cisco to sponsor his application to Starfleet Academy. And he talks about the intensity of Avery Brooks in this scene. Because Avery is nothing if not intense. Love him, but wow. So he tells the story of this scene and how he felt that scene made him, forced him to be a better actor. So let's play Aron Eisenberg. Nog wants to go to Starfleet.
I want to join Starfleet. I want it more than anything I've ever wanted in my life.
And that's another time I feel like it's telling the story of the actor too, who knows he has something to offer, but he needs the chance to prove it. And for Aron, Nog was that chance.
Yeah. Talking about Avery Brooks and how intense he is. We had finished filming the pilot of Voyager, Caretaker, and there was probably like a 2-month break before we came in and started filming the second episode. Now, when we were at home waiting to come back to work, we all the Voyager actors received a FedEx package in the mail. We open it up, and it's a letter from a director, Kim Friedman. Kim Friedman is about to direct Voyager's next episode. And Kim Friedman has directed many, many Deep Space Nine episodes. And in the letter it says, "Dear Voyager actors, congratulations on getting your role on Voyager. You did a great job with the pilot episode, Caretaker. I watched it. But I must tell you, none of you know how to shake properly. Because when you're on a starship and things hit, you gotta shake. Okay? The camera shakes, but the actors have to sell it too by shaking with. So she said, I have enclosed a VHS, this is how long ago it was, a VHS cassette tape with footage from Deep Space Nine episodes that I have directed, showing the Deep Space Nine actors shaking correctly. Voyager actors, you must learn to shake from your center and let your extremities follow. No bending at the waist forward or sideways, but from your center. Watch these clips of Deep Space Nine Deep Space Nine actors doing the shaking properly. Practice this in your mirror at home. If you still are unable to get the hang of it, feel free to go to any Deep Space Nine actor and ask for a demonstration. And I thought, oh my God, I was knock on Avery Brooks. Yeah, what is it? Can you show me how to get out of here? But this is the crazy thing. I don't know what it was, because when Voyager came on, it was right after the riots in LA. If you remember that? There were riots in LA where Korean shop owners were on top of their buildings shooting at African Americans trying to break into their business. So there was this Asian, African American kind of tension going on, right? And I swear to you, every time I saw Avery Brooks for the first year or two, I would always try to make eye contact with him, and he would just turn away. He just ignored me. And I would thought, oh, this is horrible. It all changed the day I was doing a convention in San Francisco, California. I was in the green room with my parents. My mom and dad were there too. And there was several other actors there. And all of a sudden, Avery Brooks walks in through the door. And he's wearing a white linen suit. It was like in slow motion. Like a John Woo movie. There were doves that were flying past. He had sunglasses on. And I'm going, oh, there he is. My thought was, there's the guy that ignores me. And I'm like, I turned my head down. My parents, unbeknownst to me, have been watching Deep Space Nine this whole time. And they're like, oh my God, it's Cisco! And they run to him. And they're like, can we get a photo with you, Avery? Is it possible? And he's like, you're Garrett's parents? He's like, yes, yeah, well, that's our son. Like that. Yes, of course, let's take a photo. So after that day, every time he saw me, he would eye contact would happen. He'd take the time. Young man, how are you doing today? And I'm going, good. How are your parents? Are they fine? Are they doing well? And I'm like, yeah, they're doing well. I did. Okay. So that changed it entirely, right? And when you listen to Avery Brooks talk, it is like a jazz. He speaks in jazz, right? He really does. Like I always say, like if you're in the audience and you at a convention, you're like, yeah, Mr. Brooks, my question is, what is the meaning of life? This is the Avery Brooks answer that would come out. The meaning of life. The meaning of life. A man walks down an alley, steps over a puddle. A bird, a canary, a bluebird, lands on his shoulder and tweets twice. Tweet, tweet. You dig? You feel it? That is the meaning of life.
That was very well done, because that is so Aaron. That is how he answers questions.
No clue what's coming out of his mouth.
Though I have to ask, when your parents asked him for the photo, and he said, "You're Garrett's parents," weren't you a little bit nervous that he would say, "Fine, as long as Garrett is not in?"
Yes, I did. I did think that. Oh, Dan, you know me so well.
You know, we're here.
We're here. Okay. What's the next clip?
Okay, so Nelly to his home the weekend before to rehearse ahead of time. Because, I mean, you sit there, you get the makeup, and it's such a... And they wanted it to be as good as possible. So I feel like their connection might have even been deeper than most. And I just want to share a scene that I think is very fun that shows the connection between these guys. So let's play Little Green Man.
You know, Doc,
That should be the name of the band. Insidious Mind Control Powers.
But yeah, that I think really kind of shows that was a group of, those were three actors right there that really cared about each other, really knew each other. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure no one in that group ever thought that Aaron would be gone before. You know, before they were.
He's the youngest of all of those, that trio of rookies. No, they did not think that.
So that's another thing. If you guys, you know, if you're on social media and you want to send like a nice message to Armin, to Max, you know, please don't feel like they won't read it or they won't see it or appreciate it, because they will. They absolutely will, and I am hoping that we can just send as much positivity, as much love as we can. So if you guys can do that would be great.
Yeah, and the other DS9 actors that were there at the memorial, if you wanted to tweet those guys, would be Terry Farrell, Dax, the Now Visitor, Major Kira, Damar, Casey Biggs, William, Jeffrey Combs, they were there, and then Max, obviously, credentials.
So if you could do that, that would be great. And now, since we are on a bit of the emotional note, I would like to play for you the tribute video that the What We Left Behind documentary team put together. Ira Stephen Bear did this documentary about doing Deep Space Nine, and it's a brilliant documentary. And if you watch it, you will see how much that show meant to so many people, but particularly Aaron. And they posted this about a week after he passed. And yeah, I think it says a lot. So it's in the other folder, babe. That's Rich in the booth, everybody. Say hello to the first gentleman of the Asian Space.
when I look back about what I left behind, all I see are 7 years of joy. I mean, I had such a wonderful time. God, 7 years changed my life. It didn't just change my life because I was part of Star Trek. As an actor, I had so much fun. It was such a joy to play that character. Mom was like, he was so parallel to my own life, and I don't know if you knew that. And it's almost because you guys were there, somehow you picked up on who I was, and you put that in that character. Because his life was literally parallel, but just amplified, because Nog was amplified as a Ferengi. You know, I went through a kidney transplant at 14. When I was 17, I got into acting. and I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and I made that choice, which is outside the norm of our regular society. Parents are like, oh no, don't go into acting, go be a doctor. And I did it because I fell in love with it. And I thought to myself, I don't know how long I've got. I don't know, I might have 4 years, I might have 10. But I want to fucking go for it. Because I don't know where it's going to take me, and I want to know that I at least tried. And I did. And every time you guys call me, I'm like, I'm working. My dream is coming true. And not only was I working, but you guys were giving me great stuff. I had a great cast, I had a great crew, I had great production. Every time I worked, I'm like, oh my God, this is the life I set out for. Nog went through the same path. He went through the same path. He was in something, he had change, he said, I want to go for that. He went for it, people gave him that chance, people gave me a chance. And that's what and I don't even think I left it behind, because I always carry that love for the show with me, wherever I go. And when I get to go to Star Trek conventions and meet the fans, and they say how much they love the show, and then I see their kids that are 10 going, Nog's great, I love Nog. I'm like, man, look at this, I'm part of this. I will forever be a part of this. And no one can take that away from me. So when you ask me what I've left behind, I can't think I left anything behind, because it's still here with me every day.
Just so people know, Aron was talking to, I think, Ira, the creator of DS9, during that interview. Well said.
I think this would be a great time if anyone would like to come up and share a story, a memory, an impression. Anybody? Yeah, come on up, Brian. Everybody, this is Brian. Give him a round of applause.
Well, I never met Aron Eisenberg. I didn't know him personally, but Nog made a huge impression on me because I remember the Ferengi from TNG, and they were not great characters. They were very underwhelming villains who were the creators of DS9 decided to use them to see, well, this is the thing that TNG didn't do well. Let's see if we can do this great. So instead of making them villains, they made them empathetic anti-heroes. And Nog started off as a character that was kind of unlikable. You could relate to him on some level, but he was kind of a misogynist, kind of sexist, because that's what you were. And you couldn't really, it was tough to really like him. But as the show progressed, he became more lovable, more likable, a greater character. And he became such an empathetic character. By the time you get to season 7, where he is in Starfleet, he's fighting in the Dominion War, and he gets injured, he loses his leg, he has to get a new leg, and he's going through post-traumatic stress and trying to recover with Vic Fontaine in that great episode, forgot the name of it, in season 7.
Only a Paper Moon.
Only a Paper Moon, such a phenomenal episode. And just seeing him go through, him trying to overcome all that trauma and all that grief of him losing a piece of himself and trying to get himself put back together on the holodeck with Vic Fontaine, and how in the end he realizes that, you know, he doesn't really need it anymore, but it really helped him on his journey of getting back to who he was. That made such a huge impression on me, that episode, and now it became like one of the greatest and most relatable supporting characters in all of Star Trek. He was really phenomenal. And Aron Eisenberg's performance was incredible, and that's what made Nog so great.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brian. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Michael? Yes. Come on up, please.
Okay, so I typed this out, so I'm not as polished or ready, but I wasn't sure where to share this. I mean, I did it on Facebook. This event came on, and I was like, why not? So definitely thanks to Garrett and to Dan for giving the forum to share when you're not always so sure how to share. So I met Aron about 7 years ago, and as many of us did at a convention, and we were lucky to become friends throughout that time. And so I wrote this about him, and I'll open with a quote. Of all the souls I have encountered in my travels, his was the most sweet. Aron was one of the kindest, most sincere, and positive people I have known. In his words and actions, he taught us lessons about how to live. His humor, I remember at a Star Trek convention in Vegas, I wore screen-accurate, painful 1-inch heel boots. I had never worn those kind of heels before. And
What other kinds of heels had you worn before?
There's a list. Okay. But seeking relief, I went to a gift shop and begged an attendant for any kind of insoles for shoes, and she said, "I'm sorry, we only have insoles for women's high-heeled shoes." And I said, "I'll take them." Unbeknownst to me, Aron was behind me and saw this whole exchange and yelled, "Michael, what are you doing?" Startling me, catching me off guard with pink insoles in hand. That plus dad jokes he would walk you right into and boisterous laughter. The lesson: life is full of funny and hilarious moments, and you just need to slow down and find them. Another lesson was his sincerity. There's a popular bar in Vegas where all fans converge, and it is the who's who of convention goers. Aron was with us, and a few of us talked about going over, but Aron suggested that maybe we just chill right where we were. The other place was too crowded, and he felt we could just hang out, and so chill we did. But there was a part of me that still wondered what was going on at the other bar, who was there, who am I missing out talking to? But as any evening with Aron goes, conversation ensued, laughs ensued, and good memories were had, and the lesson: be true to who you are, be honest with what you want, and never leave the company that you're with. His laughter is what I will miss the most, his heat-seeking ability to find the positive in a moment, magnify it, enhance it, and make everyone smile because of it, his photography, his shirts, his jokes. As I've heard it put, what he did not have in longevity of life, he had in intensity of life. His personality was always the brightest in the room, uncontainable and immeasurable. I know the spirit of our friend will continue to live brightly among the stars and in our hearts. We are also lucky to have known him, and we should all try to live more like him. To live like Aron did. So raise a glass.
Well said. Good job, Mike.
So great. Anyone else? Anyone else?
Don't be shy.
Yeah, definitely don't be shy. Or, you know what we can do now? Because actually what Michael said just brings us to this part. I wasn't sure, again, like how the tone of the evening would go, but I knew it had to have a ridiculously silly element to it in order for it to be worthy of Aron Eisenberg. So, for those of you who have not seen it, I'm going to show you the scene from Deep Space Nine right now that proves a couple of things. The first thing is that Aron did not need to be the center of a shot to be the best thing in the shot. He also didn't need any lines. This is a scene where I think 15 minutes before they began shooting, the director came over and was like, "We're going to need you to do a little Ferengi dance. That'll be great." And he was like, "What's a Ferengi dance?" "You got 15, just put it together." And so Aron created what is now the Ferengi dance, did it, and we're going to watch him do it on screen in the episode. And then, in honor of Aron, we are all doing it together. Okay? Let's play from the other. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Ferengi dance. Yep.
Yeah, he was super nervous about coming up with this too. Yeah.
Shy about doing this dance at conventions, in random rooms when people were not expecting it, and we have a video that Garrett shared. Do you want to set this up?
So this takes place at Dragon Con, which is a convention in Atlanta, Georgia, every year during Labor Day weekend. And so the panel, because New York had a big Star Trek convention, if you guys remember at the Javits Center, this is few years back, and every Star Trek actor was going to that one with the exception of myself, Aron, and then the other actor that was not there was Bashir, Alexander Siddig, yeah. So those two were the only Star Trek guests for Dragon Con that year, so this is during their panel, the Q&A panel at Dragon Con.
Really? You're gonna videotape? Who's taking your way so people can see? the years went on, it got a lot more butt wiggling.
It's funny because sometimes the hands are clenched, sometimes they're out like a claw thing.
Yeah.
So you know, you can choose your own interpretation.
I mean, he must have been midway through the dance on the episode thinking, I continue? Keep going? Okay, well, now I'm going to pull my ears. Yeah, so, all right, I would like everyone here, please stand up.
Stand on up. Come on now. Let's be interactive.
Sean, can you do me a favor, bring the camera up to the stage? Because I want to get video of the entire audience doing this.
So I'll stay in. You come up this way and look back at us. Perfect.
And Rich, this is, we're going to play it's a music track, the Ferengi dance song, I think I called it.
Which way do you want to rotate? Clockwise or clockwise?
Oh, right. This is going to be like, like electric slide. Everybody's going to be in unison. I'm feeling counter. What do you think?
Counterclockwise.
Aaron would go counter.
Right, so to your left, all right?
Yeah,
so we'll start forward, we'll go this way, we'll go this way, we'll go this way, and then back to the front. Right, okay, guys? And then feel free to wiggle your butt anytime you want.
Wiggle the butt as best you can. All right, Rich, hit it.
We'll give him a count on 1, 2, 3 and start, yeah?
Okay, ready? 1. Oh, we're starting. Wait. Try it again. I'll be right back.
He's got it.
Hold, please.
I'm sorry, babe. You got it? Okay. Yeah. All right, we're going to do a countdown. Actually, we've got some serious theater people back here. I want you to give us the countdown, all right? Make it totally legit. Do it. Ready? Go ahead. 5, 6, 7, Aaron saw that and he was like, I didn't think Deevy would do it, but he made it happen.
He did it. Just imagine the people walking into the bar right now. Those guys cannot dance at all. What is that?
The vodka soda crowd will never be the same again.
No.
Yes, thank you all for doing that. I think it's time to bring up our special guest to sing a song from It's Only a Paper Moon, which was the episode where Nog lost his leg,
right,
and was going through that. Yeah, so let's do that, Bebe. Bebe, come on up here. Come on down.
Which microphone is she? Okay, sure.
Just a moment. We're gonna get this set up, and while Bebe is performing, we're going to play a slideshow tribute that Jason Space made for her.
That's not for music.
And the tribute will be played without sound. Here we go.
Anthony. Well, Jesus. You disagree? Yes. Oh. Yes. It is standard.
That
Tabickman, everybody. Let's give her another round of applause. That was so great, and yeah, I think Aaron would approve.
He would approve of that.
He absolutely would. And Bebe, just like Garrett, found out about this like 5 seconds ago, and was so kind to come and perform for us. And it was, again, my insecurities of not being able to do a good job at this, because I knew I had to. The element that I felt was missing was the brilliant talent of, a performer just like Aaron, doing her thing and doing it so well and beautifully in tribute to him. I think that's what we needed to pull the night together. You and I did the comedy, I think. We brought that. But that was absolutely beautiful. Thank you. Let's have another round of applause. So what do we got next? That's what you were going to ask me.
Yes.
Vamp, I'll be right back.
Okay. So when I got on Voyager, I noticed I was putting on my wardrobe for the first time, and I noticed the shoes that they gave me, the boots that they gave me, were used boots. There was no tread left on the bottom of the shoe. So I decided to do a little investigating. Examining the boots, and I opened them up, and I see there's a little name tag right on the inside of the boot. And the name read B. Spiner. These were Brent Spiner's stinky hand-me-down shoes that they gave me to wear. I thought, you gotta be kidding me, right? So I complained, and they said, okay, fine. We're gonna bring in this Italian shoemaker, and he's gonna make your custom boots. He made Kate Mulgrew's boots, and I'm thinking, why didn't he make my boots to begin with, right? No, so this guy comes in, he's probably like 5'1", little tiny Italian man. He walks up and he looks at my feet, he goes, okay, I got it. I go, you got what? I know your size. I go, do you want to just do an outline of my foot just so you have it? No, I'm professional, I have your size. So he goes away. 2 weeks later come these beautiful boots, handcrafted from an Italian, master. I put them on and they're too small. I was so upset. So what I did, I just went to Nordstrom, found a pair of 3/4 length boots, paid the money for it, took the receipt, went to the wardrobe department, and said, there we go. Reimbursed me. So I had boots after that. But it's just crazy to think that they didn't have the money to get me my own boots in the beginning. It's like I had to wear Brent Spiner's hand-me-downs. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. People always ask me, like, what did you take from the set? And I said, not much, because when we were filming, when we left the set to go to our trailers, there was a security guard and a prop guy standing there at the door. And literally they go, okay, Garrett, tricorder? Yeah, okay, tricorder. Comm badge? Okay, comm badge. Phaser? Yeah, phaser. You had to hand everything to them. The reason why there were such sticklers about that is because during the Next Generation days, everything went missing. Those guys stole everything, okay? They supplemented their sorry salaries with eBay is what they did. So, every single one of them would just take everything they could. So when it came to Voyager days, we couldn't take a damn thing. So, thank you, Next Gen. Thank you for that. Yeah. Yes, Dan, are we ready?
Yes.
Okay.
So there are just a few more moments that I pulled out that are much shorter from episodes that I've enjoyed. And I hope Aaron did too, and we're just going to play just like 3 in a row. They're very short, starting with this scene from Far Beyond the Stars where he got to act without the makeup, which is every prosthetic makeup actor's dream.
Yeah.
Let's play that one. He does the New York accent, I think, pretty well, right?
That's really good.
For a guy from California? Yeah. The next one, yep, Rocks and Trolls. Oh, Garrett. Gay is springtime. Gay is springtime. It was confirmed, and now I think this is a great clip for us to end on clip-wise, because this is Aron's final scene on Deep Space Nine. Yeah, so I think we're all pretty proud of Aron, and you know, those of us who knew him and got to work with him, there's just there's nobody kinder, nobody nicer, nobody more giving, who will also be ridiculous to make you laugh when you need it the most, than Aron. As I mentioned, Aron came to a bunch of Gaze in Space events. I counted it. He came to 8 different Gaze in Space events over the last 3 years. He shared a table with us at WonderCon this year. I just, you know, in putting this together, I tried to write something you can see in the invite, and by the time I got to the end of it, I just had to say what I felt, which was I don't know exactly how to say goodbye. I figured that, you know, we do this and celebrate his life, and just make sure that we keep remembering. And we are going to, for the next few months at least, Gaze in Space is going to be posting a new video from the archived footage that we have from so many of our parties that I've never had any time to do anything with, of Aron being with us and talking to fans. And I want to do that at least once a month moving forward, because the only way that you remember is if you keep being reminded. And he is certainly someone who should not be forgotten. His importance to Star Trek fans and to us is massive, and I want to do whatever I can to keep that alive. So we're going to be doing that, and yeah, like we were saying, if you want to help out Melissa and Aron's sons, please go to the GoFundMe, which I have the postcards. Brian, could you give one of these to everybody, please? Thank you. Yeah, that would be great. Or just a nice social media message. Anything you want to post that will be happy and positive will be helpful.
Exactly. You know, it's interesting because Aron and I actually were doing a podcast together called The Alpha Quadrant, which was the idea of a friend of mine who was the season 8 winner of Big Brother, Dick Donato. Dick Donato came to me and said, "Hey, what do you think about we review Star Trek, the new Discovery show, you know? And what do you think about a co-host?" And it was actually Megan, my wife, who had suggested, "What about Aron? Aron's got a lot to say, you know? He'd be good." So I approached Aron, and he jumped on board. But we just, you know, certain things happen, and, you know, just like any other business collaboration, things can go south. And they did go south. And I think the final thing I said to him was like, you're the deal that you're offering me is a Ferengi deal. That's what I said. And so he went off and did his own podcast, and I just sat off to the side. And the crazy thing is, the night before he passed away, I actually dreamed about him. And I don't ever dream about people, specifically people from Star Trek, you know, other Star Trek actors, but I dreamed about him. And he was walking past me with a group of people. Whoever they were is not important. But when he walked past, he looked at me and he goes, "There's the guy that's not talking to me." And he kept walking. And I go, "There's the guy that stole my podcast idea," is what I said after him, right? But I do believe that, I think your spirit knows when its time is up on this worldly, you know, realm that we live in right now. And I think he reached out to me in that way during that dream that I had, just trying to just say to me, "Hey, it's okay." You know what I'm saying? I still love you, all right? And at his memorial, a lot of people came up to me, like his cousin, other people saying, "You know, Aron loved you like a brother." And the fact that you guys were had that argument at the end, you know, it happens, right? And what's crazy at Star Trek Las Vegas, my wife even said to me, "Are you gonna go talk to Aaron?" I said, "Probably not." And she says, "Well, what if something happens to him? And you never get a chance to talk to him. How are you gonna feel about that?" And I said to her, I was like, "Stop it. Nothing's gonna happen to Aron Eisenberg. He'll be around for a long, long time, right?" But then the universe does what it does in its own way. And Megan and I decided to go to a certain restaurant, and we get there, and it was shut down, it was closed. So we decided to go to a different restaurant. And that restaurant, as I walk in there were a couple people sitting there that I recognize. I go, "Hey, what are you guys doing here?" They're like, "Oh, we're meeting Aaron for dinner." So Aaron actually showed up at this same restaurant that I was at. He walked in with his party and he kind of walked past my table. He saw me, but he didn't say anything. He sat down. His wife, Melissa, whispered something to him like, "Look, you gotta at least, say hello to Garrett." So he got up, walked over with a couple other people, and I did get to shake his hand, and we both said hello and exchanged pleasantries. But at least I got that handshake, because I would be a mess if I never even got that one last moment with him, especially with Megan telling me, what if he's not around? You're gonna leave it this way? But after his passing, I think the one thing that the one thing that has really been on my mind is Aaron, obviously, but truly living life to its fullest. Like every time, no matter where I'm at, if it's an Uber driver, I'm talking to them. I'm talking to everybody. I'm just like, "Hey, how's it going? What's going on?" I'm basically channeling Aron Eisenberg right now when I'm dealing with other people. So the one thing I take away from his passing is really just don't take life for granted, and I hope none of you take life for granted also, and just realize that. No matter what happens in this life, especially when it's negative, you may not feel that this is something that's positive, but I do believe that anything negative that happens is the universe setting you up for something amazing down the line. You don't know what it is, but that's what's happening. So if you know that, then nothing will get you down. Nothing will depress you. Nothing will upset you, because you'll realize, okay, the current situation I'm in right now sucks, but this is the universe teaching you a lesson and pushing you up to the next level, right? So again, more Aaron, you know what I'm saying? So hashtag get the most out of life that you can. And thank you so much for everyone for coming here today, making it down here, taking the time. And don't worry about forgetting Aaron. I don't think anybody here will ever forget Aaron. Yeah, no.
They absolutely could not.
No.
And I think something that I learned in getting ready for this event and combing through the footage and watching pretty much every one of his performances, after the first 2 or 3 episodes, it wasn't in my mind anymore that he's not with us anymore. He was alive. I was going to see him at the next Gaze in Space. And tonight, coming here with all of this made me think, wow, I wish I had done this for him when he was here. So I think I'm going to make an effort I would like to host more things that celebrate the people that we love and the people that have given us so much while they're here and they can see it and they can enjoy it. So the next time this guy is in New York, get ready, because we're going to do a pre-death memorial for him. And everyone's invited.
It's so morbid.
Right? But it's going to be so much fun.
I can see me tweeting out, "Hey everybody, come to my pre-death memorial." Hey! Yeah.
Say nice things, because I'm not actually dead. Yeah. But
thank you, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Thank you all again so much for being here. I love you guys. And love Aaron. Aaron, wherever you are, I'm sure you're photo bombing somebody in the ether. We love you, and we're always going to miss you. Thanks, everybody.